Yes. Greetings, family. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Wazir Mened. One perfect balance. Oh man. Welcome to another special edition. There's always a special edition of Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I sincerely trust and pray that everybody has been having a wonderful, productive week in spite of all the madness going on the road. With the number of festivals going on, you got your Christmas, your Equinox, your Kwanzaa, your Hanukkah, all kind of stuff happening. I think Hanukkah is finished actually. You got all kind of stuff going on, and yeah. So here we find ourselves in the mix of this particular equinox, the ascension, and the sun. So today was such a high day. Yesterday being the 21st, today the 22nd. Of course, tomorrow is the 23rd. It's the changing of the guard. And yeah, it's ascension time, which means that, manifesting all your blessings, manifesting all your thoughts, put them out there, man, and just make that happen into your reality. We left off last time with the inner chi and the energy manifesting in the reality to fulfill your divine destiny. And that's what we're dealing with, family, because nothing else don't make sense. So tell a friend to tell a friend. QEH on deathbed. That is crazy. Tonight, I feel so, look, man. We're going to take a walk tonight, family. Just take a little walk back in time. Well, not too far back in time, but just a little bit back in time. You want to tell your friends. If you know a friend that's a nurse, a doctor, somebody working in QEH, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. They don't want to miss tonight. We're going to take a look at some stuff, man, that going to ruffle some feathers. I got to give y'all a reminder, though. Just a reminder. Just a reminder. Just a reminder. Just a reminder. Because what happens is we tend to forget. The Sibbe agents have short memory. Any of y'all saw that clip today? There's a clip on WhatsApp circulating. It's probably a clip from Monday. I'm assuming the VAT-free trickery, hickory dickory dick duck day. They try to make fun of it. But yeah, I think that's, and we saw All Prime Servant going into what appears to be one of the more popular supermarkets, pun intended. I'm playing with words, right? What I found most intriguing, though, is just that little clip, that short clip that somebody happened to capture on the entrance, her entry into the establishment. Energy don't lie here, family. Like if I was her, right, I would have been a bit nervous because I recognized that the pulse of the people was not synchronized with the heartbeat of the servant. There was a difference in the frequency of energy that radiate that facility at that moment. And we all pick it up. That's why I love digital cameras, man, because it picks up everything. Everything. So it has this advantage and disadvantage. But the fact is that it can pick up the frequency and the energy. And in fact, if you check it out, the people ain't feeling that though. The people ain't feeling the people. I love the people of this crystal rock, this coral rock. I love the beings that dwell on this space right here, this territory. You know what I mean? I love y'all really because I know that y'all are beautiful beings on the verge of awakening. That's going to change the dynamics of the entire world. I haven't said that though, friends. Go tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Let me plug this thing in real quick. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Politically incorrect in the house, man. We got some stuff to discuss. Yes. Word like this. See, living in this world is a problem. It's a problem, family. There are so many questions and no answers today. Don't come on if you don't want to hear the music. Why some people have to suffer for tea, lunch, and dinner? Can you hear them all love? Are we not equal? Is there a choice to be living in a world like this? Family? And if there was, who the hell you think would resist? Boy, is there a choice to be living in a world like this? Something gotta give,
And
family.
if there was, who the hell you think would resist? Oh Lord, we live by the rules of evil to
Live
us.
by the rules of evildoers.
Only see it as bad when we kill our brothers. Hey,
I see you, Steve.
they are the
Yeah, I can
creators
see
of
you.
injustices.
Welcome, you know it is. Art in
They
motion,
make it bad, that is the life we live.
Steve, you mean easy.
So they feel not any pain, no.
Maria, I see you. Good thanks for the energy.
Just personal, yeah. So is there a choice to be living in a world like this? And if there was, who the hell you think would resist? Oh well, is there a choice to be living in a world like this? And if there was, who the hell you think would resist? Yeah, now, boy,
Tell a friend to tell a friend. You have a choice to live in a world like this. Who wants to live in a world like this, man? Being led by evildoers, man. You kidding me? Who want to resist? Resistance is a must, family. You can't submit to this. I mean, to submit to this is a reflection of the insanity that you have been a part of. Clearly, clearly. But tonight, family, listen, go get a pen. Quick, go quick, go quick. Go get a pen, a piece of paper. You're going to need it. If you got a smartphone, different to the device you're watching this program on, you're going to need it. I'm telling you. And I got this thing lined up, man. We're going to take a trip back in time. We're going to take a trip, not too far back, but back enough. First, let me ask y'all this question. Where do I want to start, boy? This is crazy. As a matter of fact, there was, I can bring it into focus. There was an ad that came out like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I saw it on social media. It talked about a particular company in Barbados will be giving away solar panels. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard about that? Maybe a lot of people didn't know about it. I am not sure. But there's a certain company in this island who recently advertised they're going to be giving away on a specific day. I think it was today, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to be giving away free solar panels. You can imagine that? Free solar panels. They said they're going to give away free solar panels to anybody who get to their facility on a particular date, which I think was today, the 22nd. Once you have transportation, you are allowed to get this. You are allowed to have 15 solar panels for free. So I was like, what? They give away solar panels? Let me start thinking what you could do right then. But then he spray hit me. Wait, hold on a second. Whoa. They gave me free solar panels. Wait, hold on a minute, though. Solar panels? Why would they give me free solar panels? So I'm going to suspect, right, that these panels that they were giving away were not new. They weren't new panels. I doubt that very much. As a matter of fact, I suspect they're probably a bit refurbished or phased out panels, meaning that they were panels that they switched out on existing buildings or existing establishments that were installed, and they had problems with them, basically crack, corrosion, malfunction, whatever, not working well, and they just took them out and basically stashed them in their warehouse. The problem is this, though. If they took out all those panels, switched out all those panels, and have hundreds of panels there knocking around, the problem is that panels are hazardous waste, though. They're hazardous waste. They're classified as hazardous waste. As a matter of fact, there's not too many ways to get rid of them. You probably got to recycle them more often than not. Barbados doesn't have the facilities to dispose of this hazard waste. I was warning the ministers of this the other day in a meeting. These photovoltaic panels, it's okay now, but in a few years, 10, 20 years down the road, we're going to have a big issue. How are we going to get rid of this stuff? We have the facility here to get rid of it. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But right now, they gave really free panels. But you know what? These panels were equivalent to the boxes outside the Price Mart. Rather than paying somebody money to come and move your garbage, which is probably very expensive to get rid of these panels that are a hazardous waste, we're going to get away for free. Knowing the Barbadian society the way they think they know the society, to some degree, they might be right. A lot of folks going to run out there and grab them panels for free and run back home. Yeah, I got some solar panels, but you can put these on the roof come next year. But there's only one problem now, though. Wait a minute. You got these free panels from these companies, from this company, which the panels are not new. They're not new. They're refurbished, and if they even are refurbished, which means they don't give the same output, not correctly, if any at all, really, I'm not sure. But there's some damage going on and some corrosion and some other stuff. And that stuff really impacts on the quality of it. But nevertheless, you now got to look to get the inverter, the cables, the mounting brackets, the racks to put. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes with this free panel. But then you have to buy that stuff then from, I guess, the same company that, gave you the panel for free. But the cost of the equipment and everything else, that's providing you're going for off-grid setup. Because there's two types of setup, the off-grid and the on-grid. And to define it is the on-grid is, well, the off-grid basically is if you have batteries and that kind of stuff to store the energy that you get for the photo light panels. Pardon me a second. When you get from the solar panels, then you could do it that way, I was going to call. But if you on-grid, you wire it directly. The problem is that there's parts that go with that might be kind of expensive to some degree. So it's an expense. The problem is after you spend this money to get this stuff installed, you're installing panels that don't have the same, you don't have a warranty, I doubt that. So then you might spend this money to put this stuff up in a matter of a year or 2 years, 3 years, I don't know how long, if you're lucky. You got a bunch of dead panels now on your roof, and then you got to look to buy fresh panels because you done spent the investment on the other hardware. And now you got a problem because you might not be in a position to afford that considering all this going on. So you basically got rid of this company's waste, the hazardous waste. You might have spent some money to try to install it. And now it ain't working no more. You don't have no warranty. Now you stuck. And you see the games they play, you see the games they play with people. And I ain't knocking the business because I suppose this is why it's called business. But here's the catch. We live in a society where a company, rather than pay to dispose of its hazardous waste, would rather try to manipulate the public and play on the ignorance of the people. Yes, come and get free panels. When they know them panels ain't gonna last but a hot 5 minutes, man. At best. Because that's why they changed them in the first place, because they were no good. There should be regulations against stuff like that, because basically what they do is got rid of their garbage for free. For free. And they might even encourage folks to come and buy some more equipment that they have to go along with the panels. Yeah, you can come back and we could give you, we'll send a guy out to come and check and see and give you a quotation. These are games they play, man. They say grade C, but working. Them say, okay, so they were grade C panels. Somebody Google what that mean and come back and let me know, because I know what that mean. Grade C panels. Did they give you a warranty with the grade C panels? They're giving you a free inverter to convert the power from the panels from DC to AC. They're giving you that because each panel is supposed to come with an inverter. So the question is, did the panel come with the inverter, or you gotta buy that too? I mean, I hate to see when they take advantage of the people, man. That riles me differently, man. That is just, that's like the VAT free day. The VAT free day. Man, most of the items already is VAT free. The games they play, the mind games they play, and the only body who benefit from that was the businesses, because you ain't benefit. A lot of them old goods, old stock and stuff you're trying to get rid of. Man, I don't know what to say about that, man. Seriously speaking, man, I don't know what to say about that. But I wanted to touch on this thing here, man, about UE. I recently come to find out that the University of West Indies is having some serious financial issues. Now that kind of blew my mind a little bit. So I called a friend of mine who actually is at UE, who even works at UE, and they asked the question, you got paid yet? Get paid? Well, I ain't get paid. None of you ain't getting paid. We talk about the nurses, right? We talk about the nurses, and by the way, I'm gonna touch that in a minute. Oh, I'm gonna paint a picture. Go get a pen, I'm telling you. But University of the West Indies, UE, but UE does teach economics, UE does teach law, UE does teach business management, UE does teach accounting, UE does teach, I mean, all kind of courses that's supposed to be, you know, the masters and the bachelors, the masters and the PhDs and the what else come after that, they don't know. And you telling me this institution having financial issues because of clearly mismanagement of funds? University? And again, a lot of our politicians went to the same university. Perhaps they learned the same mismanagement at the university because now the hospital, it's not the hospital don't have no washcloths or no tissue or no pampers, you know. That's what the issue is, you know. The issue is that the funds allocated for this stuff don't get where it's supposed to go. I'm going to say that again. The funds allocated to this unit, this government institution, don't get managed efficiently. I know people right now that work in the hospital too that no longer work there, man, that have the same issue, ain't get paid, ain't been paid in years now, get their paid duck, all kind of stuff, never got a cent back. I mean, but let me tell you why this stuff happens. Let me tell you why this stuff happens. Let me give you a picture as to why this happens. You know, let me go ahead and open up and share my screen. Go get your pen, family. Let me give you all a glimpse into hell, man. The reality of this QEH on deathbed. I actually have to admit that I jacked that slang from an article I got in a newspaper. Barbados on the ground. Big up to Barbados. My source. Big up to Barbados on the ground. Gotta shout out to you on the ground today for sure. We received millions of dollars that was supposedly owed. Well, guess what? See what that free tuition? The prime servant ain't gonna say it now because election might get called in a few. So they're gonna let it ride out as best they can. Right now, she gonna have to intervene and give a bailout. She gonna have to bail you out with some money. So I don't know where that money gonna come from, but they gonna have to pump some money into UE to pay the staff. That's a fact. But what they gonna do is come to an agreement, and they're gonna kind of stall it. But see, after the next election, you know, according to them, they ain't gonna, in their mind, they ain't gonna do it now. But if they feel as though they get back in, know what I said? If they feel that they get back in, what they would do, in fact, is get rid of that free tuition because there's too much money owed. Too much money owed. So where the money gonna come from? You got a lot of students up there that just be up there doing nothing just to say they was at UE, and that's a fact. Big up to the students that really take this thing serious, although I don't really know how serious you can take UE. But anyhow, I suppose it has its benefit in some degree. That's a ticklish subject, really, colonially speaking, but colonial degree. But anyhow, my point is that they're gonna make you pay for that. School ain't gonna be free no more. Too much money owed, too much money owed. You got to pay your way. So that's what's gonna happen, family. That gonna switch up in a minute. But let me show y'all something else, by the way. Let me show y'all something else. Check this out. When it come down to Barbados and the hospital, let me share the screen real quick. Go grab your pen, family. You're gonna need it. Share screen. Let me go to this Chrome tab. QEH. Yeah. Write this down, family. Let's take a little walk in time. Let's do a little walk back in time. Let's do a little walk back in time. Y'all remember this article here? This was interesting. I don't know if y'all remember this. This was done by, like I said, Barbados Underground. And big up to the Underground. And this is 7 years ago. Now watch the time span on this. This is 7 years ago. Write this down. Barbados Underground, QEH on deathbed. Written by a brother named David. I think I know who this brother is. I'm not sure, but I think I know who he is. But it's a quite interesting article. Anyhow, this is 7 years. Look, family, you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. I'm telling you right now, can't make it up. It has come to no surprise to many that QEH, well, Queen Elizabeth Hospital, continues to be affected by shortages of critical medical supplies, despite assurance from Barbados Associate of Medical Practitioners officials that care to the critical ills will not be compromised by the current state. BU remains stoutly skeptical and pray to the God members of the BU household do not become afflicted by any serious melody in the near future. Why is that? Let me tell you why. Listen to Minister John Boyce condescendingly advising Barbadians not to panic in the lower house has done nothing to dissuade our views. Who in their right mind believes that a $35 million cut to the health budget in 2013 would not have adversely affected healthcare delivery in Barbados? Explaining the cuts last year, Minister John Boyce also gave an assurance. The cost reduction measures at QEH were being taken in consultation with the Barbados Association of Medical Practitioners, the Medical Staff Committee, and the Barbados Registered Nurses Association. See Boyce list QEH cuts. Click on that link, family. Click on that link. Make sure you click on this link and go and follow this article. This is what's interesting. Understand this. The BU is willing to be corrected, but it seems that government, through an agent, Minister Boyce picked a number. Through its agent, Minister Boyce picked a number. In this case, it was 35 million. With the unrealistic expectation to be able to find budget heads to cut to achieve the target. Bear in mind, the CEO, now hold on, family. Bear in mind, let me just highlight this here real quick. The CEO, Dexter James, was quoted in the media in 2012, confirming that the QEH required $200 million to finance the current hospital model and had received a budget of $154 million, a shortfall of $46 million. Family, I want you all to remember two things right here real quick. This name, Dexter James, and this amount of money. Three things. Remember this name, Dexter James. Remember, he said it required $200 million, but they got $154 million. Write that down. Remember that. Now, why am I going in the archives and digging this stuff up, you might ask? Well, when I was in the street in Brooklyn, running around doing my thing, one of the things I was told is you want to get to the truth of something, follow the money. Follow the money. Whether it was robbery, drugs, whatever crime, you want to get to the root of who behind it. Follow the money. So I started following the money. So remember that name I gave y'all, Dexter James? Well, who is Dexter James? Who exactly is Dexter James? Dexter James was the previous CEO of the QEH. And what a lot of people may not know is that Dexter James, this is under the previous administration. Bear in mind, they look, man, let me go back to share screen again. Go grab your pen again. This is where we're going to get hot, man. They ain't going to like this at all. I might get a phone call. And believe you me, I'm going to answer it. Bet that. Okay, here we are again. Write this down, family. Write this site down again. Remember I told you all, write these links down. Can you see it clearly? If you can see it clearly, give me some feed forward. Let me know you can see it clearly so that I would know to continue. And I know that we on the same page. Let me know. Let me see y'all paying attention. If you can see it clearly, if you follow me so far, give me some feed forward, family. Government owe you over $20 million over a period of 10 years. The last $50 million paid clear the debt. Whoa, man. Please be reminded that the same former Minister John Boyce, son Kevin Boyce, was appointed in the Senate as an independent Senate, as he is now a voice. Wow. Nepotism, huh? Yeah, we know. We can get to it in a minute too. I watched that young lady today. I was watching Marcia Week show, man. I watched the sister nurse cry. And I ain't cry though. I ain't feel that. I'll tell you what I feel. I tell you all this thing, Not that I'm not being empathetic. What I'm saying is that we should be past crying by now though. Because when the nurses, like I said, of all the people in our society, and bear in mind that nurse debacle is a distraction. Believe you me. They are deliberately playing this game to keep you focused on that game while a lot of other stuff is going on. I mean, stuff involving hundreds of millions of dollars that ain't got nothing to do with what's happening with nurses. Nurses is the perfect scapegoat right now, and they're being used as pawns in this political game. And Mr. Caswell Franklin, or whoever's not sure, well, Franklin Caswell, whatever, not well, the gentleman that is in charge of the union, that's also in the Senate, that's also affiliated with these parties, whether or not we looking at it holistically. Keep in mind, right? One of the first rules as a leader is that everything is your fault. One of the first things, when you become a leader, one of the first things is your fault. And right now, I see the nurses suffering or being afflicted or being targeted the most. He seemed to be doing all right. I, I don't. He seemed to be doing all right to me. Now he's supposed to be in Senate, Parliament, wherever they meet every day. He's supposed to be the one out there in the streets. He's supposed to be out front leading this charge. As far as I'm concerned, I ain't knocking social media, but not everybody got social media. Get your foot on the ground. Let me see some boots on the ground, Mr. Franklin Caswell. Let me see some boots on the ground. Let me see you out front in QEH with a little sign or something. Let me see you out front, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But let's look this up, family. Write this link down, by the way. Like I said, write this one down, man. Corruption-free Anguilla. Anguilla? What are we talking? Why are we going to Anguilla, Emmanuel? What's going on in Anguilla? Write this down. Corruption-free Anguilla. This is dated October the 16th, 2007. Write this down. Remember the name I gave y'all earlier? What's his name? Dr. Dexter James. Okay. Well, apparently Dr. Dexter James used to work in Anguilla. As a matter of fact, he was the CEO of the hospital over there. And one day the government basically came in and fired a bunch of people. They fired the board of the authorities. They fired them, got rid of them, and they pressured them into resigning. The next month they got rid of the surgeon. Then they came in and they asked the brother right there, what's his name again? Now, last night we heard that the radio, the health authority CEO has been given 3 months' salary in lieu of notice and told that his services are no longer needed. Now, wait a minute. Who was the CEO of this hospital who, in lieu, they gave him his 3 months, you know, got to get him 3 months notice, right, before you fire them. Listen now, I mean, you fired effectively immediately, but here, like, hold the 3 months salary. Just get out of here, man. Being cut you in one. Why would they do that? Why did they do that? They started firing people left, right, and center. And what was it supposed to be around? Corruption, family. I wonder what type of corruption was going on in the hospital that they fired. The board had to go, surgeons had to go, and the CEO. But guess who was the CEO of this hospital? You can go and Google that, family. You can go and do your research on that one. I won't even touch it. Go and do your research on that one and see who was there at the time. I wonder who. And what did Barbados do right after that? Barbados decided that we gonna get cheeky. I guess somebody knew somebody. And what happened? Y'all want to guess what happened? Anybody want to guess what happened right after that? What y'all think Barbados did at the time? Yes, I think Mr. Darnell Innes was the Minister of Health at the time, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, though, and I stand to be corrected. But in case I'm not, they went and took a man who was just fired, and I think he was fired prior to that, too, from another hospital. I could be wrong, for the same thing. Coming from Trinidad, and he's Trinidadian, by the way. But guess what Barbados did? Barbados hired this same man and gave him a job. Guess where? In Barbados. as CEO of the QEH. Write this down, family. Write this down, man. Write this down. This is Barbados Today. Let me get the date first. Hold on. Let me go back up first. See, we just forget. Barbados, they said Baden's got a short memory. They said they got a short memory. This is published. Well, this is not the one I wanted yet, but I can work with it. Let me see if I. Well, this is not the one I wanted. I had another link first. I had another link from 2012. Oh man, I ain't not seeing it. Maybe I'll look for it later. Maybe I'll post the link in the comments. But the link from 2012, before I get to this one, the link from 2012, before I get to that one, was about his coming on board, his appointment, and whatnot, and what he was expected to do. And I think these other articles speak on it in retrospect, but it was funny because he was supposed to come and fix a lot of the issues. Apparently, the administration before, the BLP had done all this damage. I know the DLP was here to the rescue. Remember, David Thompson and his crew, but he didn't get to fulfill his, and so on and so forth. The rest to go. But this particular article, let's take a look at it. Write this down, family. Unanswered questions. And this is also by a brother named David Hinkson. And this is October the 23rd, 2019. October the 23rd, 2019. Write this down. Oh, this is interesting. Jerome Walker expressed concern financial improprieties. All right. Write this down. When you're done, wrote this down. Let me know you have it. This is going to get real interesting in a minute. A lot of numbers are being called in here, family. Speaking to the induction of the QEH Hospital Amendment Bill 2019 into the upper house, Senator Walker said the hospital was given 129 million this year's estimate, and the levy was established for the QEH through the NIS managed to raise 39 million. You can add that together between January and August this year. It has also received assistance from a number of philanthropic organizations such as the Rotary Club, the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust, and Rihanna's Clara and Lionel Foundation. And another $10 million was allocated in June to upgrade the Accident and Emergency Department. This is 2019. Despite all this, Walker added there have been significant hold on a minute. Let me go highlight this first. Despite all this, Walker added there has been significant discrepancies in the QEH books. He didn't even say a few. The man says significant discrepancies in the books. Bear in mind, this guy is an accountant, Dexter James is an accountant. You know what I'm saying? This guy is qualified as one of the top degrees. He probably went to UE too, for all we know. I wouldn't be surprised. You have a situation where there's a lot of work to be done in terms of managing finances. For example, there was a gap of 13.1 million between the actual stock count and the matching book value of inventory, an amount that has to be written off. So how are you going to write off $13 million? How do you write off $13 million? Anyhow, a significant difference between what you have and what you say you have. You understand this thing? The last qualified audit is the last qualified audit is what year? 2020. 2011. And currently, there is an additional 7 million that no one can explain where it has gone, what it has purchased, or who it has paid. This. Listen to me carefully, family. This is being investigated. 2019. Oh, I sorry, I missed that other article, the one in between. But anyhow, let me see if I find it. I'm giving you the steps to where we at now. But I missed that one. Okay, but everything for a reason. So this is 2019, and they're writing off 13 million here. So nurses ain't getting paid, and they ain't got no supplies. $13 million can go a long way. But anyhow, there's no audit since 2011, so that's over a decade almost right now. But anyhow, write this article down. He also spoke of the sudden disappearance and ultimately resignation of some of the senior officials. Now, hold on. Let me give you this last one. He also spoke about the sudden disappearance and ultimately resignation of some of the senior officials of the hospital, including former who? Former who? CEO Dr. Dexter James, following the estimates debate. Check this out, family. All I can say about the past CEO is that y'all listen to me care. Hold on, man. I don't like when I doing this, I ain't getting a feed for it. Let me know. Can y'all hear me clearly? I'm about to tell y'all something that's real critical. Listen to me carefully. If you can hear me, give me some feed forward. Let me know that you guys out there. Let me know that you're still in the building and y'all see what's going on. Check this out, family. Check this out. Let me highlight this. All I can say about the past CEO is that he was invited and indeed participated in the estimate debate on the Friday. So he came and he was asked to come on the Friday. He was questioned on the Friday evening. He did not come back the Monday because he was ill. Then he proceeded on sick leave for some substantial time after that, and subsequently he resigned and the matter has been settled. Y'all need to read this article, man. Big up to David Hinkson on this one too, by the way. Somebody doing their homework. But guess what, family? You would think that, wait, man, Emmanuel. Wait. How you mean, wait. The hospital didn't get audit since 2011. This man been in there all that time. The accountant and nobody, the discrepancies in the book, Auditor General report. Did y'all notice, by the way, I go and throw the monkey wrench right now here. This is crazy. Did y'all notice that the Auditor General report 2020, well, the last one, if that's 2020, did not have the audit for the hospital? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. Pomegranate. I'm drinking pomegranate tonight, man. I'm in a pomegranate kind of mood. They say pomegranate is good. They say it's good. So I drinking pomegranate tonight. So, wow. Emmanuel, that's a lot, man. You've been busy. But wait, there's more. There's more. If you thought it couldn't possibly get worse. So let me get this straight. Unanswered questions. Before this guy resigned, family, I want y'all to realize this. Before he resigned, check this out. Y'all ain't gonna believe this, you can't make this stuff up. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Before this man resigned, right? Check what he did. This man is a beast. Before this man resigned, family, write this article down too. Write this one down, man. Let me know if you got your pen still here already. Let me know. Conveniently removed or left out. Oh, hold on, Art in Motion. Hold on. Zamuni, hold on. Greetings, sister. Greetings, Karen. Marissa, greetings to you too. Amazing how millions of dollars can just disappear. Not just disappear, but no one is asking anything about it. It just, yeah, what it said, they write it off. How do you write off $13 million? How you write off? You got a car, right? And you want your insurance money, you want to collect insurance, you might pay a man to write off your car, you know what I mean? Running into a wall and smash it, bend the chassis, lick up the whole front, bend the front axle, whatever. Insurance say it can cost too much to fix versus the value. So guess what? We can write that off. Give you a check. So when you write off something, money does exchange hands though, not true? So when you write off 13 million, what it means that you forget and let whoever keep, I don't know. Different conversation, but check this out though, family. This, by the way, is Dexter James. If y'all never seen his brother before, quite an interesting character. But check this out. This is the article now here, published in February of this same year, 2019. Remember, the last article was October 2019, and I should have probably give you this one as well before that one, but nevertheless, this is February 2019. And an attorney at law has been, oh yeah, by the way, write this down, family. Hospital CEO's contract under review. The CEO's contract is under review. Why would the CEO contract be under review? I mean, he has a contract. So why would the contract be under review? Check this out, why. Now follow me the dates on this. An attorney at law has been hired by government to examine the contract of Chief Executive Officer of the QEH Hospital, Dr. Dexter James. Well, why is that? According to the report, James' contract was renewed just days before the May 24th, 2018 general election. Wait a minute, hold up. According to reports, James' contract was renewed just days before the May 24th, 2018 general election. Like he knew something was about to happen and the DLP cohorts wasn't coming back. But the BLP was about to come in office. And you know, once the B come in, all the D put in place got to go. You know the game is played. Y'all know the game go. So what James decided to do was jump the gun. So days before the election, as if he knew something, he went ahead and renewed his own contract just before the general elections, although it was not due for renewal for another 18 months. So wait a minute, whoa. So his contract expires 18 months after, 18 months after the May election, basically, because this is the same month, this is the day before the election. So in 18 months after May, if you calculate that 18 months after May, that will give you some time in when May, June, 7, 8, 10 months. October 2019. That brings you to October 2019. October 2019. Check the science. The article I just gave you is October 2019. Follow me carefully, family. Let's do this investigation. So this brother renewed it 18 months before it was due. His contract, which included, and now check this out, family, his contract, which included an annual salary of over $250,000. The man was getting paid, to be exact, $129.64. Well, 65 because they cut away with the zeros, unless he was being deposited directly by, I don't know how they would do that, but 257,000, family, $250,000 the brother was carrying home. Oh, and a vehicle. He had a car. It came with the perks, came with a car. Nice looking car too. I think it was a black one, but that's it might be. Not that I know or paying attention, but nevertheless, Blackline Security, give thanks, man. Inside information. So the contract was renewed for another 4 years. So days before the election, he renewed his own contract. before the election for another 4 years. You understand what happened here just now? So the government had to hire a lawyer to question this thing. How you managed to do that? So after they questioned him with that, guess what happens, family? You write this stuff down. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot go read the rest of the article, man. It gets even more deeper. I mean, it gets deeper. You cannot make this stuff up, family. You can't, man. I mean, I don't know what to say here. Organ harvesting is big dollars at the QEH. I mean, family, this thing is on a whole different level. Different level. So just when you thought it couldn't get no worse, just when you thought it could not possibly get any worse, what happens? So they draft our local favorite minister into the argument to answer some questions. And this is funny because this is an article now. What year was this? I think this was 20. Wait a minute, hold on. I don't have the year on this article. What is that? What's the year on this article? Yes, 2019. This is May 2019, family. I want y'all to check this out very carefully. Let me share this other one with you all. They just have short memories here. They say that we have short memories. Maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. Maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know, man. But right now, family, check this out. Write this one down too. Write this down. Boss State, QEH boss not fired. Now check this out. He's not fired. This is dated December the 22nd. Well, sorry, that's today's date. My apology. This is dated May the 5th. Here it is. May the 5th, 2019. That's what this is. May 5th. Imagine the elections is coming up, right? So a lot of stuff that was done before and happening now that was being investigated, a lot of mismanagement and missing money, election coming up. This QEH situation, I guarantee you, will be the Achilles heel for this administration. At least one of them for sure. We could think of a few, but this ain't going to sit well. Let me show you the magic right quick. Watch this. Remember, they said they were investigating it, but then it was settled. They never told us what was the settlement. But anyhow, boss thing. QEH boss not fired. Well, this is interesting. Chief Executive Officer of the QEH, Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Dr. Dexter James, may still not be on the job, but he hasn't been fired. Now, why is that? Minister of Health Jeffrey Bostic made that clear yesterday after a rumor that James had been sent packing quickly made rounds on social media. I can confirm that this is not the case, Bostic told the nation. I know about the rumors because I also have been receiving calls about it. He said James went on sick. Now listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. This is May 2019. Remember, they did an investigation into this thing, and he came to work. He came to the investigation on a Friday. He got questioned on Friday about mismanagement and funds and stuff missing. And then Monday, the man went sick. He wrote in and came in. He called in sick. And the man ain't been back to work since. Check this out. He said James went on sick leave the second day. Listen to me carefully. The second day into the government's new style question and answer, estimate and review and expenditure process in the House of Assembly back in February, and remain on such leave. This is May. The man been sick from February, the day after the questioning, till now, up to this point, and then been back to work since. So you can't question the man because he on sick leave. There's no investigation. He on sick leave. I wonder if he had COVID. Wait a minute, this is 2019. Oops. So understand where you're going with this, family. So you want to know why the nurses crying out? The nurses know a lot, right? And a lot of people don't want to talk because they're afraid of what's going to happen. Let me tell y'all something. Ain't nothing going to happen. The only thing that's going to happen is that you're going to keep getting kicked about if you continue to let people kick you about. The kicking gonna stop when you grab that foot and break it. He said James went on sick leave the second day. Okay, wait, hold on. James had come in for intense questioning while providing details about the financial challenges facing the country's major hospital. So after the questioning on Friday, my man said, look, boy, that room there hot. I ain't getting back to work. I on sick leave. Family, this man right here, bear in mind Anguilla. Go look up these stories for Anguilla. Go follow this man path. Anyhow, let us learn from our mistakes, right? So after all this is going on, what y'all think happened next? Anybody want to guess what happened next? Anybody want to guess what happened next? What y'all think happened next at the QEH with Mr. Dexter James? All this time the QEH can get audited, equipment missing, Pampers can't be bought, washcloths, gloves. I was in the hospital at night, and I told you all I was there at night when a relative of mine was up well, and I was reading to the accident emergency, and I personally witnessed so much. I mean, I had to stop fights in the QEH. I had to stop people trying to beat up nurses. Imagine that. I watched young men coming there who were stabbed up multiple times. I watched young men who were shot multiple times, and they cussed out the nurses and carrying on. I mean, I can't believe this thing. Yet nurses trying their best to deal with stuff. I watched one young man came in there rid of the bullets, and I watched the nurses step back while a few step forward. Reason being is that they had no gloves. They did not have any gloves. Of course, he's bleeding, his blood all over the place. Not every nurse is willing to dive in and assume that, well, he might be safe. I don't know. I watched a few nurses. Let me tell you something. God bless their hearts. Work on that young man and save that young man's life with no gloves on. And I watched the head nurse came out that room and made a phone call. I happened to be standing next to the phone, at the station when she came out and took the call up and made the phone call. And I don't know if she was talking to the other line, but let me tell you something, right? I give that nurse full respect. Yo, she carried him in scruffy. I tell you all the gloves 2 days, and she carried him in scruffy. I was like, yo, yeah, no gloves. Now, I don't know if the young man made it or not eventually. I really don't know the outcome, but I'm saying that the 100% care that he could have received, he did not receive because there was no gloves. My thing was, how the hospital ain't got the gloves and the gauze? That was there was no gauze, the gauze either. That was the other part. So I asked the nurse when she had the phone, why told I commend her and whatnot. She said thanks and everything. Then I asked her, well, look, how can the hospital not have any gauze on the gloves? How you got the gauze on the gloves in the hospital? Well, that don't make, to me, that don't, I mean, I can't fathom that. In the accident and emergency room, there's no gauze and there's no gloves. But that's like saying there's no nurses. Standard. That blew my mind, man. Couldn't believe that. Around that time, the app was getting some stuff donated. We took some stuff there for the nurses, man, as well. Made the environment different, man, and try to do our best we could, considering our Mr. James, Dexter James. Well, if you think that's all that can happen, family, nah, barbers need to drain the swamp. I'm telling you, we got to drain the swamp. There's always investigate, but nothing won't come out of it. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why nothing comes out of these investigations. There's a reason why nothing comes out of these investigations. Hundreds of millions of dollars missing. There's a reason why nothing comes out of it. But after all this inquiry, the man was brought into question about mismanagement of funds and whatnot. He suddenly gets ill, stays home on sick leave from February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. That's 8 months. Can somebody please... Calculate that salary. Yo, ISIS, calculate the salary right there. Divided $257,129.67. Divide that by 12, then multiply that by 8. And please give me this man's salary. Please give me this man's salary for them 8 months. Let me pull up this other article right here real quick. Let me see. Let me share screen again. Click on this. Guess what happened next, family? Share screen, choose tab. Dexter James. Okay. Open. You have to see this one here now. Write this one here down, man. Write this one here down. This is Loop News, and this is dated. This is dated August the 31st, 2019. August. So not 8 months. August, September, October. That'll be 6 months. February, yeah, March, May, June, July, August. 6 months. 6 months. 6 months. 6 months salary, man, doing nothing. But he was ill though, so I don't know. He might have been really ill. You know, maybe he was ill. Let's assume he was ill, sincerely ill. You know, he was ill. So write this down, family. Dexter James no longer with QEH, according to Loop News on August the 31st, 2019. Write that down, family. Dexter James, the man at the helm of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital since October 2009, is no longer with the organization. Since 2009. And this is 2019. That's 10 years. 10 years. $257,000 multiplied by 10 is $2.57 million, family. We get this man $2.5 million on the record. We have no idea what happened to the other 13 million and all the other millions that still not accounted for. We have no idea. And you wonder why the nurses don't have stuff? You really wonder why the nurses don't have stuff? Auditor General, even the Auditor General report, even the Auditor General's office needs to be given some kind of authority from a legal standpoint to enforce certain rules and go in these offices with some sort of security team and pull them books, man. But no, they can't have it because after all, they might expose stuff, right? We need a new Barbados. I'm telling you all, you know, this Republic foolishness, this Democratic Westminster foolishness, only tricking the people because there are people who know what's going on, but a lot of people hand in the cookie jar, right? Multiple hands in the jar, and nobody don't want to say nothing. But you can't keep the jar going crack, and everybody will get exposed. Trust me, it's not a matter if, it's just a matter of when. The statement issued by the hospital chairman, Juliet Bino Sutherland, just before 8 p.m. on Friday, to public relations firm AIHR said that with effect from August the 30th, James will no longer be employed as Chief Executive Officer of the QEH. It said the hospital and Dr. James, who have been on sick leave since February 27, 2019, have mutually agreed to part ways. They agreed to part ways. I wonder what the agreement was. So let me see. If you come back in office, we're going to pick up the questioning about the mismanagement. To avoid being questioned about the mismanagement, what you're going to do is resign otherwise. So the ultimatum basically is, if you resign, we ain't going to question you about the money. You see this thing? But may God give us half. Because it was a settlement. It said it was a settlement in the previous article, but I ain't touching that one. That above my pay grade. Cheers. Yeah, family. Do the research, family. Y'all gonna get this work tonight, man. So basically, my man James made a deal, man. James pulled a Donville. James pulled a Donville and cut the deal. They agreed to part ways. And check this out. In October 2009, Dr. James was appointed as CEO and tasked with leading the transformation of Barbados, along 600 beds, tertiary care teaching hospital. Before his appointment to QE, Dr. James was employed as the Caribbean Community Secretariat, CARICOM, as Director of Corporate Services. In that capacity, he provided advisory support to regional governments and engaged as an expert in technical resource for regional agencies such as PAHO, international organizations such as Accreditation Canada, whatever. He is a certified management accountant. See what I tell you about this man? He's a certified CMA. This man is a CMA and a chartered accountant of Trinidad and Tobago with an MBA in health management from Weldon University. Anyhow, they said all of that right there, but never told that he worked in Anguilla and got fired. They never tell you that part. Fired, not resign and a settlement. Fired, take your money and go. We don't need you no more. Your service ain't more needed. Anyhow, this guy here, James. So now, nurses, back to the hospital, back to the nurses. Now, you would think that this man, who was sick, by the way, he was sick, couldn't work, couldn't come back to work, couldn't finish his contract, couldn't get renewed. Although he renewed the contract for 4 more years. Check this out, science. 4 more years in Barbados, but he home sick. Can't work. Y'all would guess what happened next? Yes, wait, there's more. Yes, wait, there is more. There is more. When you think they cannot possibly get any worse, guess what happened next? Guess. Can anybody tell me what they think happened next? Keep in mind that the hundreds of millions of dollars that he said he needed to run the hospital that he didn't get, is still, some of it is still missing. So although he didn't get the amount he wanted, there's some millions of dollars that is still unaccounted for. Although he got assistance from charities, including Sanidare, Rihanna, and a bunch of other people, the Rotary Club, to name a few. But the man left with his money in hand and whatever stashed in his Swiss account overseas or whatever. You know, when the money stashed in his Swiss account overseas and they die, nobody can come and claim it. That's why Switzerland got all that money, because you know, these people die and leave that money. Swiss make good use of it in exchange for hiding the money, of course. But guess what happens next, family? Y'all would never guess in a million years what this man did next. I'm almost ashamed to say, but I'm going to say it. Let's take a trip across the water, family. Let's go to the beautiful Isles of Dominica. Dominica Online News. This is another article, and this one is dated February the 17th, 2021. CEO appointed for Dominica China Friendship Hospital. And guess who was appointed as CEO of this hospital, like the other hospitals he was in before, that all had a mismanagement issue? Guess who? None other. If we get a drum roll, that'd be nice. I wish I had a drum roll. None other than our own famous Dr. Dexter James. Newly appointed as CEO of Dominica. Talk about cahoots, family. They all in this together. That's why I tell you, nurses, don't let this man play y'all like no fool. I ain't saying that he's not sincere or not. What I'm saying is that this thing don't smell right to me. It don't even look right to me. Y'all out to see and anybody else living comfortably. Something don't look right. This look like a political ploy to distract people, to keep y'all busy and distracted while other stuff going on the other side of the fence. Anybody paying y'all no mind? We could talk chalk. If this is such a legal issue, where's the law, where's the statutes, where's the charges being brought up against the people who are committing these crimes of injustice against the nurses? Where's the law? Where's the charges? Where's the documents that were submitted to the Attorney General for prosecution? Where is it, Mr. Caswell? They call your name. I ain't feeling it. I hear a lot of talk. I hear a lot of political rhetoric going on, man. These nurses struggling. Man, look. The nurses the only one that's struggling, though. A lot of people in Barbados ain't working a while, especially the hotel sector. A lot of people ain't have no work. A lot of things ain't going on. So, I mean, all across the board, man. But the nurses, healthcare providers, as far as if they went in and deduct their money from their account, again, all these things are being done deliberately, not by chance. So if these are violations, then what needs to happen is that a crime is being committed. File the necessary documents. As a matter of fact, if you claim that they took all the money out of the nurse's account and not just the amount that was deducted for the days missing, that is called theft. That is called theft. And charges should be brought. That's just my 2 cents. I ain't past the bar, but I know a little bit, enough that y'all ain't gonna violate my shit. Y'all ain't. It sounds like a horror movie. This ain't no horror movie, man, Jackie. This is how they in cahoots. They all in cahoots. They made a deal. The man no left and get. First of all, if Dominica took him, he had to get a letter of recommendation. Anyhow, tell a friend to tell a friend. Here, family. He got away with murder. It's not the first time. This man work in a few hospitals as CEO, and every situation is the same. Everyone end up the same way. And we brought him here in Barbados. He did the same thing. Now we gone Dominica. I know Dominican's different though, so I don't know, boy. You better check yourself. So go check this article out too, family. This is quite interesting, man. In National Trinidad, Dr. William Dexter James in National Bar. Look, this is the funny thing because I never even knew his name was William before Dexter. I never seen that in none of the Barbados publications. But anyhow, his name is William Dexter James, apparently. National Trinidad and Tobago has been appointed by the government of Dominica to the position of Chief Executive Officer of the Dominica Chinese Friendship Hospital. Man, this call right here, I've been on this all day. I can't even. I call you forward. I'll call you forward. Dominica, he was given a 2-year service contract and assumed duties on January the 11th, 2021. Dr. James is a national of Trinidad and Tobago with Barbadian citizenship. He's a graduate of the University of the West Indies, Welling University, and holds a PhD in health sector reform from the University of Bangor, Wales, United Kingdom. All right, no problem. Queen's boy. Dr. James is highly skilled in Caribbean professional. What is it? Caribbean professional. He's highly skilled. He is a highly skilled Caribbean professional with considerable knowledge and experience and expertise in the areas of hospital administration, policy planning and analysis, health sector reform, financial management, strategic management, and organizational change, among other areas. You can't make this stuff up, family. He has worked throughout the Caribbean in the field of hospital administrations and health sector reform under the leadership of Queen Elizabeth Hospital, obtained international accreditation. He will lead the transformation of the PMH from a division of the Ministry of Health to the statutory agency that will be charged with the responsibility of governing the DCFH in accordance with the principles of transparency, accountability, and sound financial management. You cannot make this stuff up, family. Oh, man, like he's just a hit man. He's like a hit man. He come in and hit a move. His immediate, y'all gotta read this stuff, man. You can't make this stuff up. Look, man. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, family. I mean, write this article down. Go check it out. Make sure you check it out. Tell a friend to tell a friend, family. Now we know why nurses in QEH ain't got no money. And the funny thing is this, the new CEO that came in never really got into discussing what happened. Because right after 2019, this man rolled out. What happened, family? 2020 came in, they appoint somebody, and all of a sudden, COVID. So the hospital's getting money from all over, COVID refund, PCR this, Corona, whatever. Money getting pelted at the hospital for all different angles. And all this the little bit was missing, so you can imagine what happened with the law. Ask Eminem about the vaccine deal and ask Eminem about the missing money. This little family, nurses, look, man, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all can strike all you like, man. Them people ain't paying y'all no money. Clearly. Because if you had to reach the point where you have to strike to be heard, it means that they ain't hearing you. They wasn't hearing you. They ain't been hearing you. And quite frankly, I don't know if they even hearing you now. Quite frankly. I think what would be more effective would be a class action lawsuit against the hospital, against the minister, and against the government of this island. I think nurses, if Mr. Caswell Franklin, and yes, I call his name again, is seriously the head of the union and seriously is pushing for and advocating for what is rightfully yours, I suggest y'all look into a class action lawsuit. Now, if I have to give you all this kind of advice, I'm going to give it for free for now because I'm sure he gets paid for doing whatever he's doing. Nevertheless, I give you this piece for now. Look into a class action, man. Because if you have filed petitions, multiple petitions requesting an audience to resolve this matter and it's gone unresolved, file a class action and file for damages because your life was disrupted, your children's life has been disrupted. File for damages as well. File for the money that is owed, what is rightfully owed, and file for damages as well on top of that. Enough is enough, man. I need to go and do my law degree. That's what I need to go and do. Stop playing around with these cats, man. Start eating them for breakfast. Look, man, the most dangerous piece on the board, right? This game called chess is a pawn with queen ambitions here. The most dangerous piece is a pawn with queen ambitions. Y'all study that. Study that, man. I don't know, man. The class action will bring out everything. ISIS that we're talking about, man. I wonder why Caswell didn't think of that. I know you gotta stop saying this my name. He might not. They might take that personal. Yeah. Nurses, man. Look, man, we love y'all. Marcia Weeks, keep up the good work. As a matter of fact, I don't even have a poster here I can put up, but you can go on the Marcia Weeks page. You can try to check on my page as well. You've seen it online. There's an account that has been set up for the nurses to support the nurses. The rain is coming down, so I have to say all I'm going to say, not this part of it. And although I support that initiative for right now, I don't see the government seeing that in a kind way. That by itself speaks volumes. I'm waiting to see what the outcome of that will be. So support the nurses best you can. Let's have this thing resolved hopefully soon, because in the event that they take it to another level and dismiss these nurses and then try to go now to import more nurses, I don't know what their plan. I don't know what the plan is. But what I'll say is enough is enough. Enough is enough. But the longer the nurses stay home, people's lives are in danger. Not just the ministers if they go in the hospital and go and get health care. You know, my family life is in danger. Your family life is in danger. The nurses' family lives is in danger. So I don't support it from that standpoint, but I do want the resolution to happen. So something has to give. And if they're not listening, file a class action. The same court system here that people say corrupt and whatnot, you know what? You got to trust the system to some degree. It's not the system that's an issue. It's the people who work in it that's the issue. And everybody can be that way. Maybe they used to be that way. We're in a whole different day and age right now, family. Folks are more conscious, and folks are like getting to the point where they realize that the hammer about to drop. People realizing that, don't kill yourself. You see bosses sit here running them more. A few of the cats sit here running them more. Because they know what's going on, what about to happen. People ain't foolish. When you see rats jumping off the ship, is because it is taking on water. Now is not the time to be afraid. Now is not the time to stick your head in the sand. This is the time to stand up bold and boldly proclaim, I've been young and I've been old, and I never see the righteous forsaken or his seed begging bread. This is that time, family. This is the time to run in the corner or run to the rocks. Let them run to the rocks. This is the time, family, to stand firm, not bow. Firm. We ain't got no money, the hospital ain't got no money, all the money missing about the players left, right, and center. And she bought some players trying to wave at people in a line going in a popular supermarket. And the people ain't feeling you. Look, man, you feel safe. That's why you did that. You don't know how long. You was testing the people, no? So, well, you got your answer, right? And I ain't got nothing against it, man. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Be careful what you wish for here. We're living in a different day and age, man. Kidamawi, Kidamawi, Kidamawi. Of course, Steve, how COVID exposed what's going on. Yeah, the minister not going QEH, they fly out. Yeah, that's a fact. You can ask Santi about that. That's a fact. That is a fact. They're not going any QEH. That is a fact. Because they know the QEH in the place to play around. I mean, Miss Critchlow, you know very well they ain't going in there because they know you go to QEH with a busted toenail, you're liable to lose a finger. The awakening had to come. But it had to come because the people, unless they feel it, they ain't gonna believe it. Well, feeling it caused them to know it. Let me put it in that perspective. It's real. It's real. So they gotta feel it. They gotta feel it. Got to feel it, man. You know what I mean? And I just gave y'all that clip on Mr. James' residency at the time. Just that little picture. But that window can be that was happening before. That's why he was brought in, because he had these expertise. Like Dominicano brought him in for the same reason. But when he leave out there too, the damage is probably gonna be far worse than they can imagine. You understand? This is what has been going on. And they keep putting him in position to do the same thing. It is deliberate. He's a professional hitman. That's what he does. He comes in and does what he does best. That's what the government wants him to do. That's what he's paid to do. So that they too can have their hand dip and do other things. That money gets spread across the board, man. They're like butter on bread. That gets spread around. That's gets spread around. No one might know this. They're all in cahoots, man. They're all in cahoots, man. All the unions with them too, same way. And all these nurses that dedicated, they're moving. They know why they're moving, because they can't move. They can't go and rally with the others. They can't go and support the others. And they know why. They know why, because if they were as uncomfortable, they would be as uncomfortable. But they ain't uncomfortable one bit. You might be getting 2 and 3 checks. You don't even know. For years, come rookie, play your position. Anyhow, Karma's around the corner. Ooh, somebody said the C word. Oh gosh. Actually, care. Karma with a care family, because the karma, right? The karma's Ethiopian. Well, Kemet. Sorry, not Ethiopian. Kemet. Ka with a K. The karma. Judgment of the soul. You reap what you sow. They got the bag too. Kifan Simpson, aka Simpson Motors Saul, is a diamond member of the QEH. Wow, look how things coming out. Things coming out. things coming out. You need to pull up the Daily Nation, Tuesday, December the 7th, 2021. Send me the link. Send me the link, Isis. What's that about? I don't recall. If they can find lawyers who isn't scared of the ministers, You got some lawyers in Barbados that got some heart, man. Trust me. I know a few. I got a few on this page as well. All right, family, this is what we're going to happen now. The QEH hospital and the mismanagement of funds, the hundreds of millions of dollars, the hundreds of millions of dollars, the audit that has not taken place since 2011, and everything that's going on right now, there's no wonder the nurses are in the condition and position that they find themselves in. So what I'm suggesting now, like I said, is look into legal action since they say that laws have been violated, and look for damages as well, not just what is owed, but also file for damages and the suffering that y'all would have endured over the course of that time. Simple as that. Hold them accountable, man. Hold them all accountable. This man getting $250,000 when the year come. Been there for over a decade. Come on, family. Over a decade. You get man 2.7. What he did? Whatever he did, he was asked to move. The man even went as far as trying to defraud his system by putting his contract another 4 years before the contract was even up for renewal. The man tried to renew his own contract illegally. You understand, man? This is crazy, family. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Tell a friend to tell a friend, family. That's how this message get across the board, man. This one's for the nurses. Marcy Weeks, big up yourself, man. Everybody else, man. You know, I won't even call certain nurses' names, but I give thanks to the inbox crew, the messages, and the information. Yeah. Big up yourself, man. All civil servants that really put in work for the betterment of this nation, we salute you all. I know it didn't an easy job. A lot of folks have been paid, but we're looking forward to a new Barbados, man, where we take charge and do what is right. I am not here claiming to be any perfect being. I'm claiming that I have perfect intentions. And therefore, we help each other grow. We help each other achieve this. And we clean up this island, man. We sat back and watched this dirt being done for so long that we are just as guilty as the people who dealing with it. Why? Because we sit quietly. We see it and we say nothing. We not only turn the other cheek, we turn a blind eye, which is far worse. Let us find the courage, family, and let us find the strength within ourselves to hold firm and speak truth to power. Because unless we do this, our children and our children's children are going to have to endure a life in this nation that's going to make the last couple of centuries look like an all-expense Spain vacation at the Hilton. And we will suffer for that at the hands of our very own children. Let's not find ourselves in that position. Let us drain this one. Anyhow, family, what time is it? I'm out of here. I'm out of here, man. Like I said, family, them solar panels, family, check with yourself before you go spending a lot of money. Basically, y'all just got rid of some garbage. These people basically is hazard waste garbage. Has to be disposed of in this particular way. You just can't put it next to your garbage truck. You know what I mean? To your garbage can. So, you know, study ahead, family. You could take that shit back, man. Make them pay to dispose it. But they don't want to do that, so they give it to you for free. That was your garbage. Like the boxes outside the Price Smart. We ain't give you the bags, but the empty boxes, we ain't gonna pay anybody to crush them and carry them along. You'll take them with you. It minimizes the cost of waste. You call it recycling, all right? You can call it that. Well, you can recycle them panels and get use of it. Get use of it. If it serve you, let it serve you. Maybe look up a way to probably use it for the time being as best you can. Help yourself and light up maybe the shed in the backyard, the garage, or the outside house, the lights at night or something. Maybe, I don't know. But apart from that, family, be very careful. Don't let it get horse in the mouth. Might be surprised. Might be surprised. But I give thanks, family, for that tune there was a big tune though. I might even just drop that one again real quick though. I feel so, man. Pull that one from the top, man. Pull that one from the top, man. But thank you all, family.
See, living in this world is a problem. There are so many questions and no answers today. Why some people have to suffer for tea, lunch, and dinner? Can you hear them all love? Are we not equal? Is there a choice to be living in a world like this? And if there was, who the hell you think would resist? Boy, is there a choice to be living in a world like this? And if there was, who the hell you think would resist? Oh Lord. We live by the rules of evil to us. Only see it as bad when we kill our brothers. Hey, they are the creators of injustices. They make it bad that is the life.
Hold up, why you celebrating holiday, man? Well, you into that kind of stuff and stuff. And, I said that this is not a holiday. This is a holy day, first of all, not a holiday. It's a holy day. The reason why they call it a holly day because the holly is a particular tree, the holly tree. The holly tree is where a magician would get his wand from, the wood, holly wood, to work the magic, sorcery. But the holly produces a berry that's also hallucinogenic. It's a mind altering something. It alters your mind. So what they basically did is they took our holy days and turned them into holidays. So they get us to hate the significance of this time of the year, which this time is a sacred time of the year when the sun reaches its lowest point in the equinox in the constellation. And then it goes back up and its ascension after a few days. And that's the sacred winter solstice. But we don't get into that because most people never taught that. Some people know about it, some don't know about it. But these are very sacred days. They're very high days. They're very spiritual days. Get in tune with the energy family and absorb what is going on, because what is going on is a renewing of the spirit and of the mind. And right now, family, as far as I'm concerned, all to do with that renewing. The renewing of the mind, family. The renewing of the mind. Who the hell you think would resist? Oh, well, is there a choice? It would be nice for us to live in a world like this, where there is real love, unity, and justice. I might know that it's the Bible's real. Yes, I'm still here, family. Don't worry. Real love, unity, and justice. Now you see me. Oh man, had me there for a minute, yeah. Living in a world like this, family, y'all, that's, realize that we, from our inner chi, create the energy to manifest in our reality to influence our divine destiny, family. That's it right there. Embrace it, create it, live it, and be it. Be the best you. Be the best you. The next you is the best you. Keep that in mind, man. Have a peaceful night, restful night, joyful, upful, and be at one. Just be at one and stay in tune. Tell a friend, family. Politically incorrect, man. Love you all. Have a great night. Haile Selassie I, Empress Wazir Menin. As always, family is the one perfect balance. Rastafari.